Hello, good morning. It just became the afternoon, but all things aside, I'm going to try to do a crochet style in my hair for the first time, and I should be editing, but if I'm filming instead, that counts, right? Right. So I want to do bantu knots in the front and then have like a curly something in the back. I could have done it just natural, but I wanted to try this out. So I've got this hair. This is my favorite hair to use. The Twisted Up Springy Twist. And I have two lengths. I have the 16-inch and this one is 24-inch. And I'm going to see which one that I like more. Usually I like short. I like a bob. But I also like to be able to put my hair in a ponytail. Won't apply that much for this, really, but just my preferences. I want to do more styles with my hair out of my face, but I don't know how to braid. I think what would be ideal for me in most scenarios is to do cornrows and then do in the back something like a bob. The other thing is, my hair has grown a lot, so I can't really do a bob to the bobness level that I really want to do. When I did Marley twist with the barrel knots, I'll put a picture up. I really like that, but I had to put my hair like on the top of my head to get it out of my face. So I have the front of my hair pulled out already. And then in the back, I did some probably not very good flat twists, but I don't care. When I was looking at crochet stuff, I was so yesterday I was so stressed thinking about it and thinking, oh, how am I going to do this? But I literally saw people just bunching their hair in ponytails and crocheting through their loose hair. So I was like, all right, it should be fine. For some reason, I woke up this morning and I was like, it's just going to be fine. But last night I was thinking okay, I was going to in a very meticulous way, part my hair into boxes and then braid the loose ends and really do a lot. But this morning I woke up and I was like, it doesn't matter. I am gonna sew up the dangling ends. This I've also never done before, but I have yarn and I'm using this color because when it's time for me to take it out, I want to be able to say to someone, hey, cut the yellow strands, don't cut my hair. Or see them for myself. And I have a tapestry needle because I'm a crafter. I'm trying to think when I got this and what I got it for. When I was in school, I took a paper making class that included bookbinding. I was going to use a different yarn, but I was literally joking with someone, oh, when I'm crocheting and I come to the end of my project and I'm going to have 12 inches of of yarn that I need and I'm not going to have it, and it's going to be because I did my hair like this. And I was playing, but after I said that, I was like, you know what? Let me go get a yarn that I don't need. And so I went and got the yellow. The thing is, I looked at a lot of tutorials, but at the same time, I didn't. But you know what I mean? I did, but I didn't. I looked at a lot of people doing it and I watched how they did the steps, but no one really explained in detail what's supposed to be going on. And I feel like with a lot of hair stuff is like that, where to a certain extent, people just assume you know what you're supposed to do. So I'm going to treat sewing this up as if I were sewing through fabric, but the fabric's going to be my hair. So I guess I'll turn around and let you watch and I won't know what I'm doing. So I don't know if I'm doing this right or not. I put a knot in the yarn and I'm just going to sew this as if I'm sewing through fabric, because that's what I know how to do. you're getting a good view of this. Also, for those who don't know, these needles are not sharp. That is like a thing that scared me with like weaving and sew-ins and stuff because I've never had one. But like, these needles aren't sharp. So it's okay if I poke myself a little bit. And like, to some extent, maybe that should have been, I was gonna say it should have been common knowledge, but like, what is common knowledge? You don't know something if you don't know. If you've never experienced it or you've never learned it, like, how are you supposed to know? If your like reference for what a needle is or what a crochet hook is isn't what it is in this specialized sense, how are you supposed to know? Oh, dang. My hair goes all the way to up here. I guess back down again. Okay. Now should I go all the way down to where I start? Yeah, should I go all the way down to here and then tie it in a knot? I'll do that. Where am I? Okay, I hope you could see that. And then... Okay, I'm going to do the rest of them and then I'll be back because I'm trying to save battery. I did 3 of the 6 and the gag is my arm's already tired. Whoa. Just to show you what I'm doing. I just tie a knot. Literally I'm acting like I'm hand sewing and then just twist the yarn a little bit. It fits through the eye of this needle because it's really big. Hello. This is difficult to see. But believe me, this needle has a big eye. But you know the way yarn is, it unravels. And then just like leave a bit hanging. Like if you are ever gonna sew like an invisible hem, that's just what I'm doing. I don't know if that's the right way or if that's how it should be. I'm sure it looks atrocious in the back, but I'm just gonna hope that the hair covers it because it's like so like full textured. Beep, beep. And I keep making the string too long and then I can't use the like bit that I cut off. Like this much is not enough to do the next row, but like that's why I'm using a yarn that I don't need for anything. And I hope I just don't regret not using black, but hopefully the hair just covers it and it's just like full. But come on now. I'm using the like spring twist hair, but what I really wanted, I think the Outre Twisted Up line has one called Bohemian Curl or something like that. And or Bohemian Twist, something like that. And it's a slightly different pattern and it looks a little less voluminous. And that's really what I wanted, but the hair store I go to doesn't have that. And I don't buy hair online. I've just never done that because I'm so close to like a good hair store. So like, why would I do that? I bought like wigs online off like Sam's Beauty. But I've never bought just like braiding hair or anything. Also, I don't plan stuff like in advance. I just be doing whatever for real. Did I say my arms are tired? That's what I turned the camera back on to say. My arms are already so freaking tired. I saw on TikTok this girl was doing her roller set. Hello. With arm weights on, wrist weights. I was like, this is Pilates. Do you think that is safe? Because, yeah, I think this is a slow, controlled movement. I was doing some research because I'm trying to be more of like a gym workout person. I'm trying to work out more, or more like thoughtfully, and like know what I'm doing in there. So I was looking up like using those type of weights, like wrist and ankle weights, and the people on Reddit were saying use them if you're doing like controlled movements, like Pilates or calisthenics. But if you're like walking, you shouldn't have ankle weights on because that it like pulls at your joints or something. That, don't quote me, I'm not a doctor or a PT or anything like that. But that made sense to me, and also made me think, damn, I wear really heavy shoes. Is that bad for my knees? But I'm gonna still be wearing heavy shoes. So I guess I have to strengthen my knees, question mark? I don't know. Okay, here's what I'm working with. Yeah, I should look at it myself, huh? Let me get a mirror. Okay, I feel like I concentrated the exposed stitches in like a good place. It would... I'm just gonna hope they get covered. There's not much I can do. If I specifically don't want to use black thread, like if it was black, it would be fine. But whatever. Are my stitches neat? Do you like them? I started watching The Glory yesterday, and there's this one character who's a doctor, and in one scene he's doing stitches, and I was watching and I was like, your suture is neat. I like that. I've been enjoying that show. The thing with watching bullying in like TV shows and movies is it makes me so enraged. Like it makes me almost sick. Ooh, it's so much for me to get past, but like knowing it's a like revenge thriller, and I don't have like big spoilers, but I've seen like I saw an edit to a song, so I kind of know what happens to at least one or two of the characters. So I was like, okay, so there's retribution, and even just the way that it's unfolding, I don't know, but I kind of feel like the main character is going to have a happy ending, and I like that. But I just hit a twist. I think I'm in episode 6. I just hit not even really a twist, but a reveal that makes me like, oh. But I started watching a different drama written by the same like screenwriter, and I didn't finish it, so I didn't enjoy it that much. But it did kind of give me faith to start watching The Glory. And also the podcast Chasing K-Dramas, they're watching The Glory. And I fell off on the last drama that they were watching. So now I'm like, okay, let me watch this. It gave me an excuse to start it and like to watch it. So I hope they watch Business Proposal so that I feel like, okay, let me start this and let me watch this. Okay, but let's get to doing hair. Let's see. This is some leftover hair that I have. So I only bought 1 pack of the short one. And I'm just going to test whether I like the long bundle or the short one. Low-key, I feel like shrinkflation is coming for my favorite hair because, I don't know, I feel like the pre-separated bunches are like not as thick as they used to be, because when I do my mini twists, I separate them into 4 pieces, and I feel like sometimes I'm looking at the pieces and I'm like, dang, this is nothing. Or I feel like some of the bunches are like thicker and chunkier than the other ones. But that was low-key always the case. I need like a little table next to me or something. I'm just gonna yeet this onto my bed. And then I'm cold. I took my sweater off because I was getting warm. Now I'm getting cold again. Hashtag anemia. So I'm just gonna do, where's my latch hook? Okay, I'm just gonna do one on each side and then just like see what I look like with the length. I feel like either way, unless I blow dry, that's the word. Unless I blow dry it at the root, the hair itself, it has volume. So if I do it short, I feel like it'll go like this. And if I do it long, I feel like it'll go a little less orbular. But I can deal with an orb. And I know people like will blow dry the hair and like put it into flexi rods or rollers or braid and twist it and do all of like these things to like change up the look of it. But I don't have faith in my, I don't have faith in how I set hair enough for me to like commit to doing that. So I wanted to pick something with like a texture that I know I like. And I'm just gonna try to do it nice. Okay, so this is a cute length. But let me try the other one. Okay. This is kind of a dramatic length difference, which makes sense. But I'm kind of feeling the long. But this is more like my style. What I'm worried about is like when I do the whole back of my head, like how much volume it's gonna be. I'm kind of feeling longer. Okay, let's just go for this one. How do I take this out? I low-key could leave. Could I? What I don't want to do is end up having to cut a bunch of the, like, trim and shape it. And I low-key don't know how to uninstall this hair. I'm going to keep this that I cut off though and set it to the side because I might add it to my bantu knots in the front. How about that? Waste not, want not. Okay, getting this little piece out. God damn. I've got it. I've untied it. There we go. Ta-da. Pulling it up like I caught a fish. Okay, I'm gonna do some more and I'll check in later. Bye. I love when I'm not doing the front or I'm doing something that's like not, like I don't have to use a mirror or think about it too much because then I can just sit in my bed. And that's what life is about. Oh. Okay, here's what we're working with so far. One row done. I don't really know how much to space them out because obviously the closer together the more thicker the hair is going to be. I saw one person say like one like finger width, so I guess I'm going to try that. Sometimes with it, like I was saying with the tutorials, they I feel like a lot of the tutorials, they give you an idea, but they don't tell you exactly what to do. And I'm the type of person who, I really like instruction. I'm a very, I, in a lot of ways, experience the world in a very academic way. And I, I can't blame my whole life on prep school, but I really think it was me going to prep school. Like, I say this so much, but like the type of school I went to, there was one time I was in the nurse's office, and the nurse's office was on the same floor as like the preschool, because the school went from like K to 8, or pre-K to 8 even. And this kid came up to me, and he was being really sweet, you know, like, oh, are you sick? Are you this? Are you that? Are you okay? I hope you feel better, you know? And was just talking to me. And he was like, oh, when I'm in middle school, I'm going to go to this school. And when I'm in high school, I'm going to go to this school. And I'm going to go to this university. And I'm going to go to this university. And then I'm going to do this. They didn't even go so far as like, oh, I'm going to do this major and have this job. But it was like almost giving that. Oh, shit. So I do feel like it had an effect on my mindset, even though my family wasn't necessarily like that. But as a kid, when I was little, my dad was doing his master's. And I feel like that was nice to see, like as a kid. Like it was, I feel like that was a good lesson for me to take when I was little, to see that my parents were going to school. But that's kind of a tangent. But I very much grew up in a place and in an environment where like it's very like school focused, and it's very like it's like assumed that you will go to college, you know what I mean? And in a lot of ways I'm grateful for that, because I'm educated, and I went to an art school and I have an arts education, but I have a bachelor's of fine arts. So I was writing papers. It was still it was a creative environment, but it was also an academic environment. We wrote artist statements sometimes, but anyway, I like to be taught things like by a professional a lot of the time. Like that's why every year I like to take some kind of class. That's something that's like a tradition I added into my life as an adult. It's getting kind of hard to pull these. After learning how to drive, that's something that I was like, I want to keep taking professional classes with an instructor, because I enjoy learning in that way. And I do enjoy learning on my own too, but having a class, I feel like I learn faster with instruction. So there are things that people are like, oh, you don't have to pay for that. You can, just watch videos and learn it on your own. And like, I do that with some things, but then with other things, I'm like, teach me so I can like, part of it is like, so I will commit to it. And the other part of it is like, so that I can learn it fast and well and right the first time. And I think that's a benefit of art school. Like you can totally be a self-taught artist, but if you go and are professionally instructed, you can, oh, I forgot to do this one. If you go and you have professional instruction, you can learn faster, and you learn like the right way to do things. And in art, there is a right way to do things. Like there is a principle and a theory to a lot of this stuff, and it's been developed over centuries. So it's like, take advantage of the knowledge of the people who came before you. And there are definitely ways to do that self-taught, or without like paying like a monstrous tuition. And self-taught people are definitely successful. But I won't say like art school is a scam or anything like that, because there's a lot of valuable things that I learned from art school. And also part of it is just being surrounded by artists and like being in that creative space. It's just so like, especially being how I was in like super academic spaces, where creativity was very, did I just do one here? Okay. Where creativity was like, it's like, oh, that's your hobby, or that's like your extra thing. That's not supposed to be like the focus of your life. I feel like this one's funky. Instead of being the art kid, being among like-minded people, it's nice to have that and have a community. Also, being in art school, I learned how to critique and how to receive critique, and that is very valuable. And if you're not in a school environment, it can be hard to find critique and get practice giving critique. I just blew through like 2/3 of that pack. And I have one more pack of hair, but of this length. And I'm kind of like, is it going to be enough? I feel like I have a lot of head left. And I'm not even doing my whole hair, like my whole head of hair. God, this thing is so hard to undo. I hope I have enough. I mean, this isn't taking a long time, so I could go back to the store if I need one or two more. I would prefer not to spend that money. And I do have the shorter hair, but like, is that gonna look right? It'll be a little longer than this, but like, there'll be a clear like demarcation, I think, of where the short hair is and where the long hair is. Right? Like, is it gonna look okay? I don't know. And against my wishes, I might have to change my battery because now it's on 25%. I was really gonna be like montage on this and like just speed all this up, but then I started talking, and that's my problem. I just be doing that. I'm like, oh, let me get this as like B-roll, and then I just yap. I did another hair video, and we'll see if I post it, but I probably not. I did another hair video, but it went so poorly that I was like, I saved the footage, the like 2 hours of footage that filled up my memory card. I saved it and it's on my computer, but I don't know if I'm gonna post it because it's just like, it turned out to be such an embarrassing like hair fail that I'm like, what's the point in posting it? But I don't know, it might be like funny. I can't decide if it's embarrassing in a fun way or just like super lame, or if it would even be interesting to watch. I would have to edit it, and then if I edit it, I would be like, damn, let me post this because I spent my time freaking editing this. And you know I'm always fighting with the softwares. So I'm stuck with it at this point where I'm like, trash or keep. And I did literally make a video where I was like, I am choosing to throw this in the trash, but that was something else. So I got 2 videos on deck. Like I said, I was supposed to edit instead of doing this. But if I film myself doing my hair, then it counts as doing video making activities. So despite it having been 2 weeks since I uploaded a video, I'm still doing video making activities, even though I should be editing so that I can post consistently. Lately I've been watching vlog channels. I've been watching I Am Cheyenne. I really like her vlogs. And I've been watching... Who else have I been watching? There was someone who I watched like 2 or 3 of their vlogs. I'm scrolling through my history and it's just all music videos. I guess I haven't been watching anyone else. Oopsie. But recently I'm low-key trying to find new channels to watch. So if I like see a person who I've never seen before, and honestly a black girl for real, I just click it. And I'm trying to find like smaller channels too, because being on a little channel, I'm like, you know, I watch my own videos from my other account. So when you watch smaller channels, you get recommended smaller channels. So I'm scoping the scenery out. I'm just trying to get more like variety. And like see new things. Because I feel like YouTube does this thing where like they will just recommend you stuff you've already seen. And not even like, oh, people who you watch all the time. It's like videos I've literally already watched on my homepage constantly. And I can be a rewatcher. Oh, you know what it is? I will rewatch story times all the time. Especially from my favorite like storytime creators. If they've got like, I feel like sometimes I rewatch so much that it gets to a point where I can't understand the story fully until I've rewatched it like two times. Like, I feel like sometimes I watch the video when it's uploaded and I'm just like, And then I have to rewatch it a second time the next day, and then I really like deep it. So, you know what? Honestly, that might be my fault. Sorry, YouTube. Here I am thinking you're playing on your phone, and really you're handling business. Rest in peace, Eric Mays. But just in general, I'm trying to take in new things. Like, there's nothing wrong with like rewatching, but there's so many like shows in the world and so many movies, so many books, so many podcasts. Like, there's nothing wrong with rewatching, but there's so much stuff I haven't seen before that could be my new favorite thing, or this new thing that I love, or new knowledge that I need that enriches my life. That I'm like, let me watch some new stuff and like meet some new favorite creators, you know what I mean? Okay, I still feel like I have so much head left. But Here's what I have so far. This is gonna kind of be a lot of hair to manage. I feel like if, you know what, if there's extra at the top, I feel like it won't be that bad for me to use shorter hair. Just, I might have to like separate it out a bit more and do it a bit more like fine, to like blend it so it's not like shelf. I hope this doesn't end up being too much hair for me, and I hope I can sleep on it, because I will do hairstyles and I'm like, ooh, I love it, and then I lay down or try to go to sleep and I'm like, I hate everything. And it's because my head is very sensitive and I get migraines. And also, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 or 5, like 4 or 5 years ago, not me distracting myself. Like 4 or 5 years ago, I shaved my head. A whole ordeal. Because I went and I was, what I needed was a 27 piece. What I did was I cut all my hair and then had it straightened so that it would be a pixie cut. And I didn't, see, this is another thing about no one teaches you how to do these things. They just assume that you know. I didn't know how to wrap it properly, so then it wasn't giving what I wanted it to give. Anyway, I tried to curl my hair. I tried to wash my hair, and my curls didn't revert, and I had heat damage, and I ended up just shaving my head. Ever since then, from shaving my head and growing out my hair, I cannot handle too much weight on my head or too much like pressure. Like, I feel like I became more tender-headed than I was before. And I don't mind it. Like, it's fine. But sometimes it's just like so aggravating because it's hard for me to sleep. So that's one among many reasons that I really like stick to a few styles. Like, I just do my mini twists and I go on about my day. And that's also a time thing too, because the mini twists, they don't take that long. Okay, I need to stand up and go get that other pack of hair. Hello again. This is mad random, but the way people enjoy seafood boils, like, I feel like people make them look so good. And I wish I could like them the way other people like them. And it's like, ooh, this is my favorite food. This is like a luxurious feast for like my best of day celebrations. Like, or not even that, but like, you know, just like liking something so much and looking forward to it so much. Anyway, like I was saying, I feel like people make seafood boils look like the most delicious food in the world. And like, when I had one, it was like, oh, this is fine. God damn it. In general, something I'm kind of like, not jealous or like envious of, but like, I'm kind of like, I wish that was me too, is how much people like stuff. Like, people who are deep into fandom and like, deeply enjoy reading and writing fan fiction and stuff like that. I wish I was more like that. Or like cosplay. Like, I like cosplay, but I don't really like any characters enough that I would be like, okay, let me cosplay that. And part of that also is like, you know, I like to write original stuff. I want to draw my original characters. I want to make original costumes. And I mean, that's great. That's what got me where I am today. Creatively and, you know, everything. And, you know, I like that about myself. But it looks like fun. Like, there's only so much I can be engaged in a fandom because there's only so much I can like something. I can't get like all the way like deep in it the way some people do. And like it's so fulfilling, it seems. And there's so much like community that like I'm not participating in because I, you know, just don't have that interest. Or when I do, it's like fleeting. I've written one fanfic that is posted on AO3. I won't tell you what it is. I like the I like the anonymity. How do you say that word? Anonymity. I like being being a little bit anonymous on the internet in some spaces because, you know, you don't get to have that much anymore. And I feel like AO3 is one of those spaces. And you could always make yourself known. But there's something fun about, you know, being known by your screen name. And having your little alias. I love aliases and like having multiple names and that idea. Something about that is rich to me. As someone who I don't have like, oh, this is my cultural name and this is my English name. I just have one name. And I don't know if Haitians really do that actually even. Everyone low-key just has their one name. I think my fears are coming true and this is becoming an unruly amount of hair. Gots to see it through, my boy. Gots to see it through. I'm almost done. I have one bundle of hair left in the pack. And some of these rows, I'm like, yeah, I'm almost done. I could even put half of a thing of hair on here. And some of them I'm like, oh, this is gonna need a couple. Also, I don't know, like, how is it? Does this look okay? I feel like I can feel there's a big knot here. Can you like see there's a big knot here? Is it obvious? I'm gonna have to go and look in front of my mirror. So, I have, can you see the top of my head? I have, let's see, a little bit here. I think I could do like half pieces or little pieces here. And I could maybe do one more. Or, yeah, I could start thinning it out at the top. Here maybe needs one more. And here there seems like a lot. And then this one's done. Okay, so maybe I'll just switch to doing half pieces. And I'm probably not going to separate this out. I'm just going to leave it as is with the like curly ends. Is that okay? Do I need to like get into the like shaping and cutting? I didn't really want to do that. I do think if I had used the shorter hair, it would be very afro-y, which, you know, is cute and would probably look good. Oop. But I think it would be, sorry, I was reaching behind you. I think it would have overstimulated me a little bit more with trying to like put these pieces in. The two end pieces are basically done. There's a little bit of space, like there's like this much. Can you see that? Okay, well, let's start with 3 pieces. Oh yeah. Let's start with 3 of these pieces and I'll cut them or separate them into half pieces. And I'll see what that does. Catch. Thank you. All right, I gotta stand up. You know how like when you're really like tucked in and in your spot, it's like I would do anything not to move. I can live without my stuff that's over there. I don't need to get snacks or food. I'm tucked in. I'm bundled up. But let me move. Okay. Everything is tied back. I think the hair looks good. There is a lot of it. Like, for real. Oh my god. Like I was saying, because I can't take that much weight on my head these days, I'm not super used to having this much hair in. And you know, when you twist it, it's like, you know, it's not like heavy, but it's like cumbersome. Like if I had this much hair in my head with twists, which honestly I wouldn't. I simply wouldn't have this much hair in my head if I was doing twists. But when you twist it, it's like, it's more compact. Like this hair really takes up space. And I'm trying to think, do I want to like loose it up and try styling it? But I don't have faith in my styling techniques. I do have to put some more. Is it this side? Yeah, I have to put some more here because the yellow is showing. And we're going to do our best with that. But if it ends up peaking a little bit, it ends up peaking because, again, if the choice is cut a huge chunk of my hair at the root because it's in flat twist and I use black yarn, or some yellow is peaking, I'm going to take some yellow peaking. I feel like I started speaking with something else in mind, and I just ended up a place I didn't intend to go. I always kind of feel that way though. Like, I always hop on the camera and I'm like, is this making sense? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? And then I edit it and I'm like, yeah, girl, we got it. But also, like, this is my brain and my mind, you know what I mean? Like, if you've ever, like, watched or recorded yourself, like, you can really, like, trace the pathways of your mind. And low-key, even if you never post in your entire life anything, I'm like really encouraging of people to just like record yourself so that you can observe yourself. And I know a lot of people don't like to do that, but I feel like you can sometimes like learn so much about yourself through like observing as if you're a third party. It's so fascinating. And it's funny to me because like I tell people this and they're like, I don't want that. I don't want to see that. But I fascinate myself. I really do. And I like watching myself back. So, I mean, I guess that's why I do this. But one thing that'll happen when you record yourself is like, say you're having a conversation with someone and you record it and they say something that makes you think of a joke. You will make the joke and then you will watch yourself on the video or in the recording make the exact same joke. And then it's like, oh yeah, that's really me. And I'm already someone who I feel like I repeat myself. I feel like I've said this in so many videos. I feel like I think in circles in a way, or I think about stuff a lot to digest it. So even like I had posted this video. Currently it's the last video I posted, but I'm gonna probably post one more before you guys get this hair vlog. And it might be literally the one that I'm talking about. I posted this video, or let me break it all the way down. I recorded this video, and then a little while later, I recorded another, and it was both were just things that were on my mind. And then after recording both, I edited the first one, and I was like, this is what I literally just said. Can I even post these two videos because they're so similar? But I'm gonna try to because I have the content. The fuck? What do I look like wasting videos? I already have one, the hair fail I was telling you about, that I don't want to post. And I'm kind of like, I might as well post it anyway because I already recorded it. Freaking, I don't have time to be wasting videos. But if I'm going to record 3 of them and use only one, no, that's not working. I have to at least use 2. If every 3 videos I record, I throw out one of them, I'm cool with that. I'm not really cool with that, but I'm low-key cool with that. But to record 3 videos and only post 1, no, I'm not cool with that. Which is why, low-key, it took me ages and ages to edit some of the stuff, the vlogs from my vacation to Costa Rica, because I recorded a bunch of things. And did any of them not make it? I think I used all my content from there. I made a little vlog. I talked about going to the airport, and that was 2 videos. And then the one that I took the longest time to do was the stuff I bought. And all like the little souvenirs that I got. I think my souvenir haul is cute. Maybe it was the headspace I was in, but I really like that video. And also, you know what else made that take a long time? Is I was making my Artist Way videos, and I was prioritizing those. As I should, because I've got like a little bit of hair right here, and I don't want to put too much stress on it by adding some hair. I'm gonna just do it. This is gonna be the last one in this row. My friend was telling me use the short hair because I look good in short hair, and I do prefer short hair. My name B.O.B., they're calling me Bob. And I didn't listen. You know, sometimes, you know, I didn't exactly ask for an opinion, but I was like, oh, I have short and I have long, and I need to decide which I'm going to use. So they gave an opinion, and it's appreciated. But another thing I'm trying to do or get more used to is not asking people for an opinion, because first of all, I do what I want, like regardless. But I'm trying to make decisions on my own more, and not ask people for permission. And you know, because people can't really give you permission, or like people will always just be like, yeah, do it, or like the the people who say don't do it, like they'll be saying that because don't do it is the more like socially acceptable thing to do. You know what I mean? People aren't going to tell you all the time what you should do. They'll tell you like, or more like, if someone's not living your life or they don't know your exact circumstances, you know, they're going to go with what's the programmed right answer in their mind that society told them, or what they assume most people would do, or what's like more popular to do. Or they're going to give you like a non-committal answer. And for someone who's looking for a decisive and committed answer, and that's really something you can only give to yourself, it's going to be frustrating to hear people say like, oh, you can or you can't, do or you don't, whatever, or just the most basic answer. Like it's going to be like frustrating and annoying to hear. This is mad hair. When it comes down to it, those who give advice are not those who pay the price. And sometimes people will tell you to do the thing that like they would want to do, or that would be more entertaining for them to watch, or that they think would be funny, or like they don't know you the way you know you. They don't care the way you care. They don't have the exact same like preferences or values that you have. So I'll ask people for their opinions on things, and they'll give me their opinion, or they'll like give me the advice or tell me what to do, and I'm gonna be like, I don't want to do that. And a bad habit I have is I will ask people like, oh, should I do this, should I do that, but I'm low-key testing them, because I'm like, if you really know me, you would say no. But people don't say no, they say yes, because they're like, fuck it, do it, like, and they will always be like, yeah, do it. Do it right now. And I'll be like, damn, you don't know me like I thought you knew me. Or I'll be like, that was a trick question, low-key. And I shouldn't do that to people. But also, I shouldn't do that to people because I shouldn't be like, prove your love for me, prove that you know me, prove that you see me, because they didn't think I was lying to them in a way by asking them. You feel me? I just shouldn't do that to people, because I'm not going to take the advice, and I'm going to like make myself feel a way about them saying that to me. But I am, but I'm not, because I do know at this point, well, people are just going to tell you yes for whatever you say. And you know, it's not like I'm any different. I will consider the things, and I ask people questions. That's what I like to do about it sometimes, instead of just being like, I think you should do this, I think you should not do this. I mean, except certain things. Or like if I have a strong specific reason to tell someone no. Otherwise, I'm going to be like, oh, you could or you couldn't, like, why do you feel this way? Why are you thinking about this? Like, I'm gonna kind of be like in the middle, or, you know, I might say how I would feel about it, but I sometimes be giving people non-committal advice. This did not take a long time, by the way. I started at like 12:30, and it is like 2:30 now, and I was yapping with you guys, so it took a little extra time. I'm really procrastinating on the front. This is how much hair I have left over from using 2 packs of this. So each package, I showed them at the beginning, each package comes with 3 of the little bundles. So I used 6 of the little bundles. And they were each like $9.99. So you could do this with $20. So I have these little ends that I saved, and I have this. So if I feel like my bantu knots, maybe I'll just do it without seeing what my bantu knots give. I'm gonna cut this in half. It's already longer, whatever. I cut this in half, and I'm going to use these pieces for my bantu knots at the front, just to make them extra thick. I was going to do a full head of bantu knots, but I haven't done that since I was like 20. I used to do bantu knots and bantu knot outs and stuff like that when I was transitioning my hair from relaxed to natural. And I would wear my bantu knots all the time. I've never done bantu knots with like added hair or anything. And I don't think I'm trying to think, did I even try with the parts? Maybe a little bit. I don't know. I would just twist them up into little bun buns. And I wore them out like that, and I had a great time. But I don't know, somewhere along the way I lost faith in my ability to like set my hair in a style and then like do a bantu knot out or twist out or braid out. I've never done a braid out, actually. One time I have, I didn't like it. All right, that's enough blabbing over here. I will see you over there in front of my mirror when I do my bantu knots. Bye. Okay, I just took a long break, but now it's time for me to do the front. And you know, this is what I'm really not, I was gonna say not dreading, but low-key, yeah, dreading, is doing the front of my hair, because I have to slick it down and do my bantu knots. And I don't like slicking my hair. I find it very intimidating. And it just makes me nervous. Like, I've never done a like slick back bun or ponytail. Can you believe, to learn? I tried it once, and I like blew out my hair and dried it like really meticulously, and then I used a water-based gel by accident and reverted my hair, and I was like, ah, and suffered. But I see some people when they do this, I kind of left not me ruining my part. I might move this part anyway, but anyway, I see some people, if they leave out a lot of hair in the front, they will do like 2 rows of bantu knots. And if that's the case, I don't have to slick my hair that much. I wouldn't care so much about it, except at the end of this week, I have a funeral to go to. And I would prefer if my hair was just like laid. And it's not that big of a deal, but if I didn't have anything to go to and I was just like, oh, living my life, I wouldn't care so much about how well this comes out. So I could do like, oh, 3 on this side, 3 on this side, but it also kind of makes sense to me to have one like not in the middle. Also, the way I parted my hair, like, it's a lot in the front. Like, at the side, this is a kind of a small space. But, like, should I do 2 rows? Or should I, like, have a part like this that could get frizzy? And I would be maybe a little bit stressed out about it. I got these to try to, like, lay my parts down. And my mom said she likes this gel, so I got this gel. She actually asked me yesterday to go buy more of this for her, and we were on the phone, so she was like, oh, the gel with the green top, and I was thinking like Eco Styler, and I was like, just send me a picture. So she sent me a picture of this, but like I didn't look at or pay attention to what size it was. They have a size that's like 35 ounces. And I got her that because it was $5. And when she saw it, she was like, why would you get this big gel? And I was just like, it was $5 and I paid for it myself. So like, whatever. When you're parting the front of your hair, what like angle are you supposed to part at? Because I always end up in the front with like triangular parts. Like I part straight here, and then I part straight here, but it's a triangle. And then at the top of my head, big triangle. Okay, let me just twist this off to the side. This is going to be 1. Okay, this is going to be 1 little knot. I am also a scooch nervous about the ones on this side because I don't sleep on my side all the time. I prefer to sleep on my back, but I don't want to mush my little buns. But also, like, bantu knots are kind of durable. But I need to do, like, a lot more than I thought. I don't want to put a lot. Like, I think maximum I want, like, 6. And I'm not... Ooh. I don't super care about having perfect parts. I don't care about parts. For real. But you know, I give it an honest college try. So like for here, this could this low-key be 2? I feel like the shape of that. I don't know. Like if I place the bun more towards the back, what would be ideal is if I knew how to braid and I could, you know, do cornrows and put an elastic and then just put a knot at the end of my cornrow. But I don't know how to braid to my scalp. So let's just make these parts real quick. Yeah, I'll just have a center part because this is already parted. And I just won't have to think extra about it. I feel like I'm overthinking. One thing about shea butter is, well, first of all, the last time I used it, I didn't like how my hair turned out, but I'm trying to remember what I did. I'm trying to remember what hairstyle I even did with my hair for me to say I didn't like how it turned out. I just like vividly, I just like vividly, please. I just vividly recall talking to one of my friends and I was telling her, yeah, I used shea butter in my hair, but I don't like the way that my hair came out. And I used all these different products and I did all this like new things. And I don't like it. Boop. Boop. Okay, that's about even. The parts are low-key a part of this style, so I'm trying to make them good. But also, like I said, I don't care about parts. And sorry, I had to lock it. The thing about shea butter is I feel like it does make your hair kind of shiny. Like it has a luster to it that is like really attractive. So I'll give it that. But when I'm putting shea butter in my hair, I don't know if it is like soaking in or if it's like sitting on top, which is why I was making sure to use the leave-in spray too, because I really wanted like something to go into my hair. But, and I was doing it on wet hair. I was trying to keep my hair wet, but I am, I think, a low porosity girl. So when my hair is, I'm thinking about the definition of low and high porosity. When my hair is like twisted or something, it takes eons to dry. If my hair is just out and loose, it dries like instantly. So I was low-key struggling. And my hair, like, it takes a while to accept moisture. Like if it's dry and I get it wet, the drops sit on top. It takes time for me to get my hair to soaking wet. So basically, I think the shea butter looks good on my hair, but I don't know if if it's in my hair for real, like really like talking about in it. Me twisting these and then immediately untwisting them. But the point was the parts. Okay. This clip is fighting for its life, but like, please, like, just get in there. And I'm gonna try to push it more towards the back of my head. Should it be in the middle? I don't know what I'm doing, you guys. Well, I'm committing to it with this one bun. Okay. Okay, so maybe instead of trying to put my crochet hook through here where I just was like trying to like lay it down, Should I try to lay them all down and put a wrapping paper? You know what? I'm not even going to bother with that. The wrapping paper, I think I bought it for mental stability. I was thinking, oh, I'm going to part all my hair first and lay it down and then wrap it and then do the back of my hair. And I didn't do that. So instead, I'm going to do a braid, a few down, and when I put the crochet hook in, I'm going to put it through the braid. And then I'm going to twist my hair with this. Where's my crochet hook? Over there. I gotta have another one in front of me though. All right, let me not be lazy and get up. And literally like 4 steps, and I was like, I don't want to. Please. Okay. Blang, blang, blang. This is not as long as my hair is, but I could like overlap them to make it long, but like I'm just trying to get some volume. Okay, so I'm inserting the latch hook through my little braid that I did instead of under the elastic so that that part stays flat. In theory, that should work. Okay. And instead of pulling it out and looping it, I'm just going to pull out one side. So it's like this. Okay, period. Okay. I'm not trying to tuck my hair or anything. I'm just adding some volume. So I'm just going to twist. Get a little gel for the ends. I hope this gel is like a little bit of a nourishing product too. Let's see. And this is gonna be hard to show. Yeah. I'm just gonna wrap it around. And make sure to twist in at the very end. And there we have it. You could put an elastic. My fear with putting another elastic is it kind of like squeezes the shape. And I like the shape that it has. Yeah, see, it kind of like squeezes it and like distorts the shape. And now it's hard to find it to take it out. Okay, my bun. My little bantu knot. So okay, for this, do I want to do 2? This section seems like a bigger section than this one. Whatever. Oh no, it's the same. Okay, do I want to do 2? That is the question. Or just keep it at 1. I'm gonna try and do 2. And then I'll do 2 here too. So I'm gonna have 2, 4, 5, 10. I like them being kind of like right in front of each other. So from the front, it's kind of like, oh, you only have got 1. Okay, I'm gonna finish my hair and come back. I'll come back for like the finished look. Okay, bye. Okay, here is the final look. This is a lot of hair. Check if there's any yellow showing. Do you see my yarn? I'll find out later. But here's my bantu knots. It looks good. I could do with a little bit less volume. The hair is very big, but I think it kind of suits me. Like, I don't think it's like super duper extreme. It's definitely like a lot of hair. It's like, I don't want to say it's natural because it's so much hair, but I feel like it's on the borders of natural, you know what I mean? Like, but you know, this looks good. I'm enjoying it. The swishing feels really good. And it's like, when it's all collected together, it's heavy, but loose, it doesn't feel super heavy. I'll probably need to tie it back to eat because I don't like having face in my hair when I'm eating. I mean, I don't like having hair in my face when I'm eating, but I feel like driving, I'll have to see how it sleeps or how I sleep on it. Am I supposed to put mousse in this, by the way? You can see I have the 2 rows, and then this one and this one are single. I think the 2 rows was a good idea. I think it definitely eats. And I was thinking of doing something similar to this for my friend's wedding. This might be, I don't know. But at least I know something like this, you know, is gonna look good on me. I don't know if that's what I'm gonna end up doing, but it's on the options list. That's going to be it for me. Thank you for watching my hair vlog. Like the video if you like the video. Comment in the comments if you have something to say. Tell me, do you like my hair? Do you think I did it well? Did I do a good job? Would you do this style, etc.? Share the video if you want to share the video, and subscribe if you want to see more of me. Me doing my hair, probably not. When I'm doing my hair, I guess except for this, a lot of the time I just want to be in my own world, like watch some shows and just like get through it. But I was feeling chatty today, so I did a lot of yapping, and it did slow me down. I'm not gonna lie, and I took a long break. But all in all, this is like a quick turnaround. But I definitely could have done it quicker. But I'm fine with how quick this is. Okay, bye.